My name is Lara Samardzieva.
And I'm Kirill Ristovsky.
Our project is called Zeolite and Lavender Heavy Metal Hunters in Restoring Soil. The main reason why we chose this project is because the heavy metals have a bad influence on people's health and well-being. That's why we want to prevent this occurrence. One of the ways to get rid of these futile materials is by using the mineral zeolite. We chose zeolite and lavender as ways of cleaning the soil because they are in fact very cost efficient. Our goal is to prove that contaminated soil can be revitalized and used for agricultural purposes. Formerly, we took soil samples from the highly radioactive industrial area, the city of Veles, Macedonia. Secondarily, the soil samples were examined and we confirmed that the land was in fact corrupt. In the experimental part, we used zeolite and lavender. It took 3 months for the detoxifiers to react with the soil. Meanwhile, we planted wheat in bowls with soil and foliar feeding zeolite for us to be able to notice the quantity difference of heavy alloys in each pot. After 3 months, we took samples from the soil and had them tested separately using atomic absorber ICP-OES. The atomic absorber gave us the envisioned outcome. With the utility of zeolite, the volume of heavy metals is substantially decreased. Considering that the results are positive, our research showed that the soil is up to 96% cleaned. We use this method for improving the environment, getting cleaner soil, more refined products, and overall purer way of well-being.
For this experiment, it was necessary for us to do examination on different concentrations of zeolite and lavender. The weight of the soil was divided in equal concentrations, 300 grams in each pot accordingly. In the first 4 pots, we used 300 grams of soil and 10% zeolite, which is 30% grams. That was thoroughly mixed. The next 4 pots containing the same amount of soil were stirred with 15% zeolite, which is 45 grams. And the last 4 pots, we used 20% zeolite, which is 60 grams, with the same amount of soil. In addition, there were 4 pots more containing 300 grams of soil in which we added lavender. All of the pots containing different amounts of dried lavender, 2, 4, 6, and 8 grams accordingly. In total, we used 20 grams of lavender. Meanwhile, we planted seeds in the pots, 10 grams of seeds each. While the wheat was growing, we continuously watered and sprayed it. After 3 months of watering and spraying the pots, we took the soil and tested its heavy metal concentration. We got our results ready and compared the initial conditions of the soil and the cleansers with the results of the samples. In the beginning, it was obvious that cadmium and lead were very strong represented in the soil, but after putting the zeolite and lavender in, the quantity of heavy metals is decreased.
After mixing the soil with the zeolite and lavender, here are the supplied results. From this table, we can notice that the transfer of cadmium and lead from the soil to the plant is different. Additionally, we perceive that when the zeolite is powdered and the lavender is grained, they are more efficient, and the main reason for that is because they cover a greater specific area. The most important part is that the zeolite keeps the heavy metals, lead and cadmium, inside itself and enables them from entering the plant. The reason for this is because the specific covering of the cleansers, powdered zeolite and grained lavender, have a better ionic change on a molecular level. If we plant a seed which grows for a couple of months, the efficiency of the purifiers will increase because the more they stay in the soil, the more it reacts.
The high porosity of the zeolite is related to a specific open area, which enables it to make an easy and efficient cationic exchange with the soil, whereupon it takes a big part of the heavy metals and exchanges them with cations from the zeolite potassium, sodium, calcium, and magnesium. These cations are useful for the soil and living organisms. Also, the zeolite stops the migration of the heavy metals that are going to enter the root of the vegetables, which later are going to be consumed. With this experiment, passive decontamination of the soil is done, respectively, revitalization of the soil, ensuring safer use as an agricultural medium, while decreasing the number of heavy metals that are going to enter in our body, will decrease the possibility of getting ill.
The first question asked by the judges is, do you see the future application of your project? If yes, what could be the 3 main tasks to do first? We absolutely do see it in future use. The 3 main tasks that we would do first are the following. So number 1, calculating the budget that we have for realization of the project. Number 2, testing the soil so that we can find out how polluted it is in fact. And 3, at last, we will consult our final results and we will choose the most effective percentage of zeolite or lavender according to the budget. The second question asked by the judges is, what was one of the most interesting lessons from your project? So the most interesting lesson me and my teammate learned was actually we developed the skill of responsibility, because we had to water the wheatgrass and spray the pots every day for 3 months, which may sound easy, but after some times it really became repetitive. But we pulled through and came out excellent gardeners.
The third question asked by the judges is, if you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently? So if we started the project all over again, we think if we tested the zeolite and lavender for a longer time period, that the results would have been even better. But that's just a hypothesis. And the fourth question asked by the judges is, how did you come up with the idea of your project? Me and my teammate were interested in doing a project about soil cleansing, and after some extensive research, we found out that both lavender and zeolite have cleaning characteristics. And with the help and guidance of our mentor, Miss Sabira Alkin, we realized the whole project.